and welcome to this recap for the 2-hour wedding dance workshop we held on Sunday the 14th of August in Taliesin. So we covered some stuff in hold and some stuff in open hold and some ideas that you can use throughout your first dance. So first of all we talked about just the structure of the dance, so not start on the floor but coming in.
Stand up alongside you again.
Yeah. So leader's left hand to follower's right hand, and just using that to walk on and possibly looking at each other. You can look out to the audience if you want to do it for more of a show effect.
Wave at people.
But if you do it more intimate, you can do looking at each other. Once you have walked onto the floor during the intro to the song, you might want to get your DJ to announce you as you walk on. But now you want to possibly get into a hold. So we can take the hand around in a semicircle. The leader will stop moving, the follower moves around. If we keep the hand low, you'll just come to the hold this way. If you lift the hand up and turn it over the follower's head, you can add an extra turn to it, which the audience is going to like anyway, and they'll probably clap. So we've got 3 different holds that we talked about. We talked about a ballroom hold, or general ballroom hold, where the right hand for the leader is coming around the follower's back and is resting on her shoulder blade. The follower's hand is resting on the leader's shoulder. That can be over on the top of the shoulder or around the side of it, depending on height within the couple. Left hand is to the side and it's just comfortably to the side. So this is the ballroom hold. We can collapse that in by just flexing in on the knees and coming into a cuddle hold. So we can go cheek to cheek, or again with height difference, we can go chest to cheek. This hand can either stay where it is, or come in and you can hold the thumb, or it can rest on the leader's shoulder, or the leader can put their hand on the back, hence cuddle. This hand comes around further around the back of the follower and then go into a nice photo opportunity in the moment. We can also do a basket hold, which we'll talk a bit more about later, where we can turn the follower under, we're back to front, and we can look at each other and we're into basket. So, for this first section, we did moves that can work in all 3 of these holds, so we'll just show it in the ballroom one. First of all, you can just rock back and forth just to find the rhythm of the music, and then we can take that into some side steps. So step to the side and dragging the foot in and pushing back out, or we can step it and tap it in, depending if it's a rhythmic piece of music or a smooth piece of music. So from this direction, that is, and we drag and in, or step and tap. We can then make these into the slow rotate by just thinking about going around in a circle. Or, and again, it gives that a little bit of variation to what you go into. And again, you can adjust your holds to go between the different ones as you're doing this. We can also make this into a box, and we can do a couple of different versions. So we always start back with a back step on the right and a side step to the left. We can either walk outside the follower, step again, forward, side, close. So it's back, side, forward, forward, side, close. We can play with rhythm. Or we can do more of a waltz box where we go back, side, close, forward, side, close, and again that will work in these different verses or different holds to get your dancing through. And then to finish off the first half of the workshop, we did a pose, which was a lunge. So from this direction, we were stepping to the left as the leader, sinking down into the left leg, leaving the right leg trailing, and then we're going to not pull the T by tilting our body to the side, just looking out so we get this pose, and then to come in and drag that foot in, change weight, and then we can go off or choose to do what we like from there. In the second part of the workshop, we looked at some open holds, so we can either do this left hand to right hand, handshake, or double-handed. Doesn't matter, these are all variations within this. We can do basically a lot of moves the same. There's the same move, but just change the hand hold and changing it if we move. So we can push him away to create this elastic moment, or we can push and step and still create that sort of elastic moment to get the follower effectively moving. So if we do this way, we go here, or if I step away, I can still go here and it's the same effect. So we've got a couple of options. We can either send her arm past the follower's right ear or across her face. If we send it past her right ear, we get a turn in this direction. If we send it in front of her face, we'll get a turn in this direction. And we can change it between all the different hand sides. So we can do handshake. We end up with this unusual, uncomfy hand back. So we can turn her back through. And the same as if we turn her this way, we get all these variations. And the same with the double. And if we ever get to the point where our hands are uncomfy, we just lift the hands and turn them back the other way, we get the release of it. So the key for the double-handed one is we take the left hand over the right and bring the right hand up to it. If we don't do that, and we keep the right hand low, we end up in the basket hold, which we talked about earlier, and again we can go into our box. We can also do some variations where we send the follower out, so if we kept hold of the right hand, we can spin her out, we can go in, or just turn her back into the basket, or we can spin her out and then we pick up in whatever hold we like, or if we change hands, we can go palm to palm and then go for a walk around, change hands, or we've got a modification for that where we put the follower's hand onto the leader's face or shoulder, and we run back, walking around here and here. If we want to come out of these in a way, if I got my right hand around my follower's waist, pull my right hand, I can turn her through, and again we can pick her up. We can also, going back to the turns, we can move them as well. So I will just demonstrate this with this hold, but the same principle still works. If I send her away, I'm going to walk down her right hand side, which is my left hand side, as I turn her. So in these cases, I'm just going to take my hand across in front of her face, and we can swap places. If I turn her the other way, it still all works with both hands. And finally, we need to move from Schrock, which is called the Seducer, which also exists in other dances as well, where we're in close. I'm taking my left hand in front of the follower's face, putting it behind my back so she ends up at 90 degrees to me, putting my hand on her back and my other arm under her shoulder, and take a small step to the side, lunge down. My follower stepping back on her right leg, keeping her left leg straight. She is responsible for her own weight, so I can come apart from this. She's sunk down, we can look out to the audience, or we can look into each other's eyes if we wanted to, and then we can come up, and again, similar to the previously, we can either turn around with the hand, or just adjust into the one of the holds. So I think that pretty much covers everything we covered. So thank you for coming, and obviously, well, hopefully we won't see you again. Hopefully you'll have much more life and you won't need another Western person.